Welcome to another video, and got lots to talk about because the third test is coming up very soon, and it's been a great series, hasn't it, so far, Jermaine? What you made of it? 1-1 at the moment.
Yeah, it's been really good, hasn't it, so far? Very interesting. 1-1. Probably a fair score line at the moment. So yeah, I think this third test is obviously more or less the decider, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with the day-night situation because the ball will probably swing a bit more, won't it, under lights? But you think England are going to be a bit more confident this time around?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, especially because of the pitch, isn't it? I think it's going to favour their fast bowlers a bit more. So I could see James Anderson coming back into the fold. So yeah, I think England will have a sort of different mentality for this test match. So yeah, I think it'll be much closer than the last one.
Yeah, exactly. The last match was very, very one-sided in the end, and the first one was as well, wasn't it? So it's probably not been like the best viewing in that way because everyone likes watching close games, don't they? And just looking ahead to this game, do you think it's going to be a case of win the toss and bat first again, or do you think the toss isn't going to be as much of an issue?
So I think not as much. I think the toss will be quite important. Because although like we say it's going to be a pitch for the fast bowlers initially, maybe day 3, 4, and 5 it might just revert back into the pitch at sort of Chennai as such, isn't it? So I think the toss could be important, and I wouldn't expect the winner of the toss to actually bat first. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think win the toss and bat first is probably important, but not massively, like you say, because the pitch seems like it's going to be a bit better to play on compared to like Chennai. Because the rumor is around the world that the pitch at Ahmedabad, it's a new pitch, it's a new stadium, and apparently it's going to be a little bit more green than Chennai. So you'd think the pitch will play out a bit better as the days go on. So I think the toss might not be as important in that way, but still, if you win the toss, you probably want to bat first. I think, especially if you're India, because with the batting, I think it's important to get a big score up on the board first, isn't it? And put a bit of pressure on England.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah. So if you bat first, just try and get a score of 400 plus, isn't it? And yeah, put pressure on the other team. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think it's a big advantage, but let's see. I think England will be confident because, like you say, Anderson will hopefully be back for them. And what about Archer? Maybe Archer might be back as well. Do you think adding a bit of extra dynamism with his pace?
Yeah, I would put him in. I would take out Pope as well. I'm not Pope, sorry. The quick bowler that replaced Ollie Stone, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, Archer definitely would just get into this team straight away over any of the quick bowlers, isn't it?
Yeah. So who would be the bowlers then? So it'd be Anderson, Archer, and
Yeah, Anderson, Archer, and yeah. I mean, I would just put Sal Curran in,
yeah, Sam Curran. Yeah, I don't see why he's not playing. He's a good player, isn't he? I'm surprised because he's used to Indian conditions well, isn't he, with the IPL and things.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, even his batting is actually quite handy, and yeah, he's got a lot of experience now in Indian conditions, playing with Chennai not too long ago either. So yeah, I will give him a shot.
Yeah, he's a good player, Sam Curran. He's a good all-round player. I think yeah, I'm not sure. He's all I can see is he's the news is that he's set to miss. Uh, I think the rumor is that he's set to miss the series. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like the rotation policy and stuff England have at the moment, it's a bit just makes it a bit difficult to have a consistent performance, I suppose, isn't it? When you changing players around all the time. Because Moeen Ali's not going to be around as well, which is a bit of a shame for England, isn't it? Because I thought he was quite good in the previous game.
Yeah, he did well considering he hadn't played a Test match for 18 months. And showed what he could do with the bat at the end of the Test match. Yeah, so surprised he decided to go home. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and as you say, the rotation policy is just extremely bizarre. I mean, you wouldn't see them doing that in the Ashes, would you? When they're like 1-0 up. So don't see how it's any different playing away in India, and with the Test championships looming as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're probably maybe finding it a bit difficult with COVID perhaps and just living in the bubble and stuff. Maybe that's not making it easy for them to be abroad. And India is obviously very different environment, conditions, temperature, heat, and all that. Maybe it's just takes its toll on the players a bit. So maybe that's why there's some of them are just struggling to stick around throughout the whole series. So I can kind of sympathise a bit, but yeah, I think England should be really going for it now because 1-1 third match, you don't get that situation all that much in India. So they really should be focusing on bringing their best team forward and just thinking about their best team. So we've got Anderson and Archer that we think should be playing, and Dom Best has to be back, doesn't he, for the spinner? Because there's no other choice really, is there, with Moeen Ali gone? But in terms of the rest of the team, what changes should we envisage? Dan Lawrence, he's been struggling a bit, hasn't he? Do you think maybe there's a change needed there as well?
Yeah, Dan Lawrence doesn't seem like he's up for it or up to it at this moment in time. So yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean Besto's back, isn't he? So
Yeah.
yeah, I would just do a direct swap, really.
Yeah, best over three maybe, and then what the openers, the usual, what Burns and Sibley.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I will give Crawley and Sibley at the top. Just keep that there. Keep the open partnership going for a while. See how it goes for a few Test matches, and yeah, then make changes if necessary, isn't it? But I mean, I'm still not convinced by exactly Zach Crawley. So I think Sibley's a good player. I think he's got a lot of potential, but yeah, Dan Lawrence, I think he needs to go.
Yeah, I think Johnny Bairstow could probably come into him, as you say. And I actually thought Rory Burns isn't too bad because he's got a bit of a unusual technique, hasn't he? The way he bats, it's probably a bit off-putting for a bowler bowling to him because the way he stands at the crease is a bit unusual. So I think he's not that bad, and he seems to have done reasonably well in the few games that he's played so far. So I'll probably keep him in. And Sibley, I think, yeah, he's probably the best one so far out of the young crop of English players. And who else? Pope seems all right, doesn't he? Pope so far, bit inexperienced at the moment, but not doing too bad from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's not too bad. Hasn't really got a big score yet, but yeah, well, yeah, I think he's a quality player, isn't he? So
Yeah, he's probably one of those that you want to invest in, isn't he? I think long term. And then the others speak for themselves. Root and Stokes, they're obviously going to be in around the team. And then, yeah, I think those are the kind of main players, aren't they? Unless we missed anyone out, you think?
no, I mean, yeah, the Ben Folkes is there. I think he'll perform quite well next Test match. So yeah, other than that, yeah, I think we have addressed the key players, isn't it?
That's a good point, yeah, because Ben Folkes, you think maybe he could be the keeper then, and then Berso comes in just as batsman.
Yeah, I would do that. I would just put Best as just a batsman, and yeah, Folkes with the gloves, definitely.
Yeah. And the other guy I'd play is Broad as well. I don't know what you think about Broad, but I think he might be quite good under lights with the team for.
Yeah, Broadway would be a good choice purely because of experience, isn't it? And then maybe his sort of teamwork with James Anderson. So
Yeah.
yeah, that could work out. That could work out well.
Yeah, so India needs to be careful because some of these bowlers seem pretty experienced, pretty good, and I've seen we can, thinking back to 2018, we can think of India struggling against those Anderson Broad bowlers, can't we? When they were in England, so and even before that, to be honest, 2014 series, I can think of where India struggled with those experienced English bowlers. So India needs to be very careful with how they go about their team because they need to think of some change as well, don't they? Because Akshar Patel did well, but in a day-night match, I don't think you need three spinners, do you?
No, no. Yeah, I think Yadav will be dropped and Bumrah back in. So I would keep Axar Patel, Ashwin, Siraj, Bumrah, and Ishant Sharma as the bowling attack. And yeah, I think that's a well balanced team because everyone can bat till Axar Patel. So that's 8 batsmen, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that. And what about Hardik Pandya? Because there's been a bit of talk about him maybe having a shot getting back in the team. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that just purely because I know he's quite aggressive. I don't think he'll play a test match innings in batting terms. Yeah, that would I'll personally like that for entertainment purposes, but from a sort of logical and maybe sensible approach, yeah, I probably would say no. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think the balance would be shifted a bit too much.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit, it makes it bang weak, doesn't it? I think having Pandya in because he's not the most solid test batsman that I think of. I think Rahane seems like a more solid player there at number 5. And it'd be a bit risky, isn't it? Having Pandya at 5, Pand at 6, and then the best of them are all bowlers,
Yeah,
really. It's a bit dangerous.
yeah, yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, even the Ashwin got like a century. I mean, I'm still not convinced. I think he
Uh,
can still falter at any time, really.
yeah, I don't fancy Ashwin at number 7. I think number 8 is a good place for Ashwin to bat. I think fine, he scored a few hundreds, but still, I think 7 is a bit maybe a little bit high, but maybe in Indian conditions it's fair enough to have him at 7. But I think generally I'd like to have another batsman in that top 6 or 7.
Yeah, yeah. I would. I mean, I would think about playing. Actually, I wouldn't even think about playing Pandya at all this series. Purely because it's 1-1. They need to win this test match to make it 2-1. And then I wouldn't even play him in the fourth test match because of the risk of drawing the series. So
Yeah.
yeah, for me, Pandya should just be left out, really.
Yeah, I don't think he should play either. To be honest, I think yeah, those bowlers seem very good, don't they? Because you've got Siraj, Bumrah, Ishan Sharma, very good 3 bowlers there. Umesh Yadav's fit as well, but I'd still play Siraj over Yadav. I think.
Yeah, I would just because of his recent performances. So yeah, I think he's sort of surpassed Yadav in the pecking order.
Yeah, and I think Siraj just seems to be a bit more. Has a bit of variety to his bowling, doesn't he? I think the way he swings the ball, he's quite attacking as well. Bowls good bounces. He's he tries different things, doesn't he? A bit, which I quite like about him. And he seems to be very committed as well in the field and with the bat as well. I quite like that. So probably,
Okay.
do you think he's the third best bowler India have now? Third best quick bowler, probably even ahead of Shani, you think? Or
Oh, well, yeah, that's the. I mean, I do like Shami because but the quality that they both sort of share is like they're both quite confident and they both know what they're doing and they both have to sort of play to their strengths, isn't it? So they're both similar in sort of personality, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a good. I think Shami's still got a little bit of an edge right now, maybe just because of his longevity. But I think if Siraj was to maintain his form for the next couple of years, then yeah, definitely should overtake Shami.
yeah, I mean, I think Siraj is probably the find of the year for India. And I wouldn't be surprised if Siraj kept playing, like you say, the next year or two. I think he could become one of the leading bowlers for India, full stop, I think, because I think he's shown a lot of skill. And I think he's very, very promising talent for India, so they're quite lucky to have a bowler as good as him. So, yeah, without a doubt, I think they should have him as the third bowler in this match. And what about the bats and the rest of them? There's not much that can be changed, really, is there? Because the openers seem pretty, well, kind of settled. And then the 3, 4, and 5 pick themselves, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Sharma Gill definitely going to be opening. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's just the same team, isn't it? It's just going to be the same batsman. Like the last test match, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we're just getting Kuldeep Yadav out and bringing in Siraj. So that should be fair enough. But what about the pitch? Do we think it's definitely going to swing, or do you think there might be a bit of spin early on? Do you think the curators might be tempted to make it spin? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I've just heard that obviously right now there's a bit of green on the pitch, right? So that's going to favour the quick bowlers. But then I've also heard that the pitch will probably sort of deteriorate a bit and be favourable for the spinners. So I think there might be a bit of trickery in the pitch, and I think it being a day-night test match might not help. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting test match.
Yeah, it should be a good watch, and I think the pitch, as you say, will definitely naturally deteriorate anyway. So I think if India were to win the toss and bat first, they'll be almost ahead of the game, really, if they have a good performance. I think it's hard to see beyond India winning, really, or maybe at best a draw for England. What do you think of the overall prediction of the match?
Yeah, I think this would be much closer. I think it's going to be either way. I think England could actually even win it, to be honest. Say they win the toss and get a large total. Yeah, I wouldn't rule England out of the equation. So I can't see a draw, but I can just see either team winning, to be honest.
All right, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking more India win, really, because I'm thinking more the fact that India, because they've got a bit of good momentum from the previous match, they might be a bit more kind of confident going into this game. So I'm struggling to see England bouncing back, really, just kind of mentally. And I think the ground might have some fans as well, which will help India with motivation and fan support. But just the pitch, have you seen the stadium? It seems incredible. It's massive, isn't it, the stadium? The world's biggest stadium, apparently.
Yeah, it is actually. It is, isn't it? I'm at the bed. So.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah. Well, lots to look forward to then. So you're going for a close call. Did you say England or India? I can't remember.
So if it's going to be very, very close, it's a close call, but yeah, I'll say India very marginally.
Fine. Okay. And I'm going for India, but more comfortably. I think India will win really well because I think they're going to have a lot of momentum. So that's our overall prediction. But let's see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see. And yeah, it's been good chatting about this. We've got plenty more videos coming up as well. And as the cricket develops and future matches as well, there's just interesting debates as well to do with cricket as a whole. Plenty more things coming up. So thanks for watching this, and please do keep watching our channel for more videos. Thank you.